And welcome back to Let's Play Disgaea, Hour of Darkness. Between this video and the last, I just did the usual rigmarole of building up an arms master. Now we've got one that's up to level 500 and is increasing my weapon experience gain rate by 6 times, so that's pretty good. Anyways, no need to delay continuing with the game. Let's start the next map, Ritual Site. Okay, so this fight is pretty simple. We just have one very powerful enemy relative to what we're at right now. As you can see, Sardia is level 24 and has what is some really good equipment at this stage of the game. That stuff is quite a bit ahead of the product rank we can actually make at the moment. I believe it's like either rank 3 or rank 4. This is one of the points in the game where having a good thief built up is actually really useful, because then you could filch all that equipment and really give your team a kickstart, really. I remember I did do one playthrough where I was building up my team a lot as I went through the game. It was really tedious, but I did have a thief that was actually strong enough to steal that equipment, and it lasted me a pretty good amount of the game. Wind Cutter, yes. With those two Brave Hearts and this Wind Cutter, I should be able to do some good damage. Sardia is going to take a bit of concentrated fire to go down, though, because she has very high HP, and that armor she has is wicked powerful. Yeah, like, normally with Laharl, that would do like 200 damage to enemies we're going up against now. That was like half what Laharl can usually manage. Alright, so let's start getting a combo going. What's she weak to? She's weak to wind. Gotta set up my team in a way that I can actually do this. So, that thing at the end of that last conversation of Laharl saying he'll make her moan in pain, in Disgaea D2 that became something of a running gag for Laharl, where he frequently makes sexual malapropisms. A little humorous. And then do Delta Split. So I hate to say it, but I actually had a failed recording for this because the capture device screwed up, and I checked and some of the cables got loose somehow. It was kind of upsetting, but not a huge deal. But in that one, I set up this huge combo, but I didn't pay attention to the area of effects on everything, and I ended up moving a bunch of characters into the wrong positions and ended up like negating half the combo. Pretty embarrassing, so maybe it's a good thing that recording got scrapped. Even with that good combo, we didn't really manage much there. Now, the reason I had Helena go last in that onslaught is if the off chance that Delta Split got the sleep status to stick, Sardia would not be able to do anything next turn. I'm actually going to put one of my extra units behind this line so she can't blade rush us. And now she's boxed in. Ah, man, that really stunk. She must have a boosted counter stat, because I don't think knights have a natural counter. Or perhaps her tier does. I don't have the various tiers of characters memorized, so I don't know which is good at what. Okay, this one should do some good damage.
Get ready! Dive.
Oh man. And that's the major reason I don't think Etna is particularly good, because even when I feed her some good experience and boost her up so much, it just doesn't amount to much. I'm gonna try and have Laharl get this kill, because Sardia will give him a lot of experience, and I would really like him to be able to get it. Now, Helena's probably going to die, so I'm gonna show off a little cheap trick that you can do, and it makes a lot of fights later in the game easy. You can actually pick up your opponents. Now, when you pick up an opponent and have them held at the end of the turn, you receive damage equal to half their maximum HP, and that kills your allies. But it prevents them from taking their action during their turn. So, I can just have Laharl Hurricane Slasher, and she wasn't able to do anything. Bit of a cheap trick, and I won't really be using it for any of the serious boss fights. I was just doing it there to show it off. But later in the game, it can come in handy for some of the tougher fights in the game. I really hope that doing that doesn't count as an ally kill. I didn't really start utilizing that strategy until after I completed the game, so I don't know if leaving your allies like that counts as you killing them, but I would assume not. The game doesn't seem to count, like, indirect kills.
Huh? Prinnies?
What are you doing here? We thought we might as well give it a shot, dude.
What? You're not allowed to pull off a coup d'etat without me. I'm the one who's supposed to kill the prince. Etna, it might not be such a good idea to announce that in front of the person in question.
We know a head-on attack is suicide, dude. You have a plan then? That's right, dude. All right, let's go, dudes. We challenge you to a game of baseball, dude. Play ball! Etna.
Yes?
Kill him.
Certainly.
Okay, so the Prinnies have challenged us to a game of baseball, but wouldn't you know it, I don't have a ball. But I'm pretty good at improvising, so let's just use one of the Prinnies. So yeah, this is a pretty easy fight because you can just throw the Prinnies and they blow up. Not exactly the most efficient way in terms of experience to do things, but it's the way I prefer to do this fight because otherwise it's just really boring. And I have an even better way to make these Prinnies blow up. Let's throw down one of these dark cannons. And because the bullets actually count as an exploding attack, it triggers the Prinnies explosion. You probably noticed how when I threw that Prinnie, it created a chain. Whenever you throw Prinnies next to each other, it creates a chain explosion. Since those bullets count as explosion, it causes the Prinnies to blow up. I actually learned that in my scrap recording, and I was pretty amused at that. That was the part I was disappointed didn't make it past the recording phase. Now, the reason I wanted Laharl to get the experience from Sardia, I kind of forgot to point this out, is because it brought him up to level 20, which gives him his next unique character skill, Overlord's Wrath, and this is one of my favorite skills in the game. I'll show it off when I get the chance. I probably won't be able to in this next fight, because this next fight is kind of a unique one, and I have a special plan for it.
Krzyzewsko's son?
Who are you?
Me? I am the overlord of an alternate netherworld.
An alternate netherworld?
That's right. I tried taking over this world before, but Krzyzewsko had gotten away. Now that he's dead, I'll claim it for my own. You are just one of the overlords that I will crush on my way to becoming the Supreme Overlord. What you see before you represents only a fraction of my power.
Well, that's really hard to tell since I can only see part of you.
Yep. You're just too big.
Fine. If it's size you're concerned about, I can make it just right. But even so, a horrible death still awaits you. Feel my wrath. Here I go.
You see this? This is the famous doppelganger spell. How do you like it? 10 overlords now. You're speechless, aren't you? Don't worry. Splitting into 10 means that his love is divided 10 ways. We cannot possibly lose to someone like that.
Ooh, Flan's burning with determination. You like this stuff, don't you?
Yes, I love this stuff. Now let's go, everybody!
Okay, so this guy claims to be an overlord of an alternate netherworld, but I'm sure he can't possibly be that strong. Oh. Right. Well, as you can imagine, what you're supposed to do is field your entire team and let them get slaughtered. But why do that when I could do something way stupider and show off a new mechanic at the same time? So this won't work for this guy because he's flagged as a boss character. But you can pick up monster-type enemies, throw them to your base panel, at which point this will happen. Now, you cannot... one thing you can do with monsters, instead of creating them yourselves, is try to capture them. When you try to capture a monster, it'll go into a fight against everyone in your base panel, where basically everyone takes turns attacking it. And it's basically a war of attrition to see if your guys can wear him out and lower both his HP and his SP values. As you can see, miraculously, my allies actually managed to deplete his SP, but not even make a dent on his HP. Now, say they were successful in actually defeating him, I would have captured him if he were a standard enemy and not flagged as a boss, but this guy's flagged as a boss, so we couldn't capture him even if we were strong enough to beat him. Now in this game, there's no restrictions to capturing, so you can capture regardless of anyone's level and regardless of whether or not you can create the enemy. More restrictions got added to capturing as the series progressed. But yeah, that's how that fight's pretty much supposed to go. And now all the vassals from the castle showed up. And you've probably noticed all the times I've talked to them, they are really damn powerful. So, whereas I got completely annihilated by these guys, this is going to be completely nothing to them, even if they don't really have any equipment. Now, something you can do, if you're really, really lucky, is you can let these guys wear down these alternate overlords for you, and if their HP is low enough, since they don't have any equipment boosting their defense, you can try and stack a few Bravehearts, and then just possibly you can actually kill one of them, and you get a ton of experience for it, because experience is based purely on enemy level. I think I was only ever able to accomplish that once, but it boosted me like from level 20 to like level 36. So yeah, if you can pull that off, it's pretty cool. As you can see, Laharl got annihilated. I didn't really have much choice there. You can't end a turn unless someone has been deployed. So I had to let Laharl bite the bullet there. I'm glad that the game actually put back the base panel on all my characters, because I did not know if it would actually do that or not. But I had one scrap recording, so I wouldn't have minded recording this again. Yeah, as you can see, to do that thing where you actually manage to steal one of these kills, it would take a lot of luck. Let's see if Flan has any better luck. Although I do find it kind of strange that one of those guys went after Laharl, since the AI generally tends to prioritize neutral NPCs over your own characters. So these guys basically just serve as a neat little preview for all the things that these specific monster classes can do. Don't kill each other, guys. Zombie. You're pretty powerful here, but the zombies are honestly one of the weakest monster classes in the game. But that doesn't matter because he had a huge level advantage. And we won, sort of. Yeah, it would be pretty nice to have a bunch of level 300 guys working for us, but we can't have that right now. You know, I could have sworn that after you completed that map that they actually came back to the castle and you could talk to them. Maybe that's after the next map, because I distinctly remember something like that happening. But we completed 3 maps this episode. Forgot what I was gonna say. So I think that's enough progress for now, even if the video lengthwise is a bit shorter. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and hope you learned a few things about the game. Probably not. Most people who played this game before are at least a little familiar with the mechanics I just mentioned. But hey, I had a fun time recording it. I hope you had a fun time watching it. And we will be back in the next episode to fight more adversaries. Until next time, see ya.